Yo, Barbecue Church family, what's going on? Hope y'all good out there in them streets. Hope you're staying warm wherever you at. It's cold up here. I mean, it ain't that cold, but it's cold. Anyway, man, I woke up to news that pastor homie of mine passed away last night. Heart attack, massive heart attack. And it's like, it's a church that I interned at for a while. It's a church I did a bunch of stuff at, back in the day. And my Facebook timeline is just full of people from all over the world, reposting his post, the church's post, like, yo, he passed away. I'm just such a really good dude and super connected and just the most loving dude in the world. Matter of fact, my last interaction with the dude was we were living back in Pittsburgh. But I think it's almost 2 years ago now. We're back in Pittsburgh, and I went to the church. I went by myself. I think my family was out of town, and he had a altar call moment, and nobody went forward, but I know I needed to, and so I walked forward. I'm 6 foot, 6'3", chocolate man. I walked to the front, and he saw me out the corner of his eye. And he just ran over to that side of the stage and just gave me a hug. It was just like one of those moments. And that's who he was. Like, he was that dude that made everybody feel like they was dope. Like they're the best person in the planet. So just, I was super sad waking up to that. Pastor Jeff Lee, Allison Park Church out in Pittsburgh. Like they the homies. They're the homies for life. So it's super sad, and we're praying for his family and all that. Dude got like 5 kids, all in ministry. They adult, but it's not easy when your dad is gone. So anyway, but that's popping off. All sorts of other stuff is popping off, but if you pay attention to social media and stuff, but I don't talk about that stuff because I stay out of all that. Being honest with you, I just do. And I ain't got time. I ain't got time for that. And if people hear my opinions, everybody gonna be mad. So I just keep my mouth shut. But sometimes it's best to just keep your mouth shut, man. Be like that sometimes. So I smoked up some chili. I did some chuck roast chili. And sometimes I'll smoke a chuck roast and then I'll sear it. And then I'll throw it in an Instapot. This time I used the Dutch oven, and I smoked the chuck roast first for a while I got everything else ready with the chili, and then I just put the Dutch oven in the thing. My wife hates that I've ruined. She says I ruined her Dutch oven by putting it on the smoker. Maybe I have, but that's what it is, man. Listen, we need some chili, so we're going to do some chili. So hopefully that's good. I didn't trim the fat on the chuck roast, which I should have done. So there was a lot of fat in there that broke down, so I had to pour that out. And then I threw it in the fridge. I made the chili for today, but I made it last yesterday so it could smoke all day, then chill, because y'all know chili is always better the next day. So I put it in the fridge so that all the fat can rise to the top, and then it'll be easily scraped off. And then I'm going to throw it in the Crock-Pot XL, like the Instapot style thing, to heat it back up and keep it warm. That's what I'm on. Because Super Bowl, I don't really care about the Super Bowl, but the one thing I do care about is I don't want the Patriots to win. Because I'm a Steeler fan, and I'm petty. So some of you will get that, some of you won't, but here's what it is. What we on is I was looking at this whole Elijah, right? So it's not raining. Rain's not coming. Water's not coming. And so basically God sends Elijah to a brook in a certain area. He said, go hide out here, because people are mad because you told them what I told you to say. You said, hey, it ain't going to rain out here in these streets. And everybody was mad. So God told him to go hide. And so sometimes you feel like, we all know about those seasons where what used to work doesn't work anymore. and it just all of a sudden stops working, and then that season ends up being a dry season. It ends up feeling like, and you second guess yourself. You're like, yo, did I sin? Yo, did I quit? Did I do the wrong thing? And sometimes that's not what it's about at all. All right. So the brook for Elijah was a place of provision, was a place of stability. It was a season where God held him down. All right. That's what God does for us. He'll hold us down, but later, in that moment, it's that brook is that hidden place. It's that place where it's a place of provision. Like God was like, listen, you're going to drink from this brook, and I'm going to have ravens feed you, which is some gangster stuff. Ravens feeding you. That's just, I don't know if I really trust a bird to bring me food, but if God instructs a bird to bring me food and they're bringing me food, that's some gangster stuff. All right. So God is taking care of your mans. But then in 1 Kings 17:7, it says, but after a while, the brook dried up. So God sent Elijah to a brook that he knew was actually going to dry up eventually. So the dryness doesn't mean abandonment. It just means it's a time of transition. All right. So Elijah didn't run early. He didn't dip out. He didn't stay too long. He didn't freak out about it. He just stayed until God said go. See, when God speaks, you move. And God will put you in a place, have you work, have you do what you're doing, and then when he speaks, it's time to go. God didn't stop speaking when the water stopped. God spoke next when the brook dried up. The drying brook, it's not a rejection period. It's a direction. It's a redirection. All right. So the whole thing for us is, what is being used to sustain us right now? And is God telling us to stay or to move? And are you willing to obey without having full clarity? That's the move. Are you willing to, are you having the moments with God on a daily so that you feel connected with God? Are you having those moments? And then, are you listening and obeying and being like, okay, God, I hear what you're saying. All right, I'm out. I'm good to go. Let's go this direction. Like, is that who you are? That's what we need to be. We need to be fully engaged in that type of lifestyle. Fully engaged and not freak out whenever, if God takes you to a place, it can be a place of loneliness. It could be a place of, where you're just, I'm out here by myself. It could be that. But God is going to sustain you. God's going to take care of you. He's going to keep dropping nuggets on you. I mean, I'm not like ravens aren't going to feed you, but it ain't that type. But what is God going to do to make sure that you're sustained? Because in that moment where he tells you to go is a place where he's going to keep you. He's going to sustain you until he says, move on, go over here. Sometimes you just need to sit in the provision that God has for you. And then listen when he says, move on to the next one. So that's what we got for today, man. Big things popping, big things happening for me and my family, which is dope. I end up heading out. The next sermon will most likely be from Fort Lauderdale. I've got a big old event that I need to do down there with Phil and Kate. So I'm going to run down and do that. Be down there for a while. So you'll hear from me there. We got some big things. Big business stuff is popping. I have some really clear direction on some of the things. I have some open doors that I need to just walk through with wisdom and knowledge. So we're doing that. And, we're praying for the homies. I went to the ortho, talked about my frozen shoulder, adhesive capsulitis. And basically the pain just goes away eventually and you just have to maintain movement. So they keep cranking your boy's arm. So I got to keep cranking it. They say you basically got to torture yourself. Yeah. In order to keep mobility and not lose it and then have to go through. They said, we'll put you to sleep and then we'll just crank that soldier boy. And I go, no, you won't. Absolutely, you will not. Nah, you ain't. That ain't happening, B. So I gotta stay with it, B. So that's what I'm on. It's little things, man. Pray for your boy. We got a homie. They talk about fusing her ankle in like a certain place, and so we praying that she'll have full mobility, regardless of what a doctor says, and that it's not going to be too bad for her, because she needs to be moving around. She needs to be walking around. She got stuff to do. She got babies to chase. So, grandbabies to chase. You know what I'm talking about. So, praying for her, and praying that her heal with that whole foot, ankle, whatever it is, would all heal up and all that. So, Michelle, it was Michelle Middleton's birthday. So happy birthday to you. Michelle, you older than me. I forget that sometimes. I forget that people are older than me. So, by a lot, Michelle, by a lot. Anyway, I messed up, y'all. All right, I need to charge this camera, so y'all be safe. Praise God. If y'all need anything, holler at your boy. I'm in these streets. I'll be running around doing what I do, and God is good, man. So, Mark, hit me up, dog. Mark, you have my cell phone number. Just call me. But anyway, gang, love y'all. Peace.